way to start celebratory break, and that gives you a flavour of the autumn concert last night. And a big thanks to the music department for all the work they've done, and also for their ability to overcome difficulty, frustration, getting unstuck, because I believe during one of the sets there was a particular band member who wasn't even present and Mrs. Lewis had to go running off and try to find a midway through. So thank you very much indeed, it was a great show last night. Also, moving swiftly onwards, as you're all aware, in terms of our Kenya trip, we've got to the point where it's going to be extremely hit and miss whether, due to the recent situation that happened in Kenya, whether the trip would actually take place or not. Now, there's a whole lot of work that went on behind the scenes, particularly with Muzz, to ensure that this trip could go ahead. But not only just go ahead, but to prove that it was a fantastic success and a great life experience for all the students who then also attended. So I'm just going to pass you over to Muzz to give you the highlights of what, but thank you very much, Muzz, for sorting that out. Thank you. So give Muzz a round of applause.
Morning colleagues, and I just really want to first of all start by saying I've been teaching 30 years, and before I forget the emotional of presenting this morning, I did say to the students, without doubt, it was the most inspiring trip I've taken in my 30 years of teaching. I'm going to do a PowerPoint, and I have put this on the staff drive as well for people to have a look at, share with your tutor groups as well. Brian Hodge is one of our governors. He was affectionately named as Uncle Brian on the trip by our young people that went on the trip. I was known as Papa Shake, and Cousin Abby as well. Cousin Abby came on the trip as well, and I'm really grateful for Abby, who came at the last minute. some of the students have been asking me this morning about the Mufti Day non-uniform. I have to make it really clear, and if you can make that clear to your tutor as well, these youngsters paid a minimum of £1,300 for the trip themselves, plus all their jabs and all their bits and pieces. All the money we're raising in school is going towards the Impreza Academy and the dormitory that's already been built. We've taken through Impreza, we've taken out a loan, and we've built the dormitory. This year, I think we've already raised 7,000 towards the £10,000 target money we're looking at there. So this is just a little taster, okay, of our trip in terms of that one there. I'll sit here. This is a picture at Place House. As Paul said, it was touch and go. Literally on the Friday, the week before we went, we got the go-ahead. 20 of us went, 17 students, okay. 3 former students, okay. 2 are actually literally coming back as we speak, Ellie and Rose, and Michaela, who's at South Devon, but the rest were from here. Just the geography, we went from Ashburton to Gatwick, so I'm going to bring that in to the youngsters. And then from Gatwick to Istanbul, 4 hours, and then from Istanbul to Nairobi, about 6 hours, okay, in terms of that one there. Nairobi is here. We visited Naivasha, Nakuru, Menengai, and Busia. Busia is where the school is, so just to give you a little bit of geography there as well. Arrived at the airport, that's our transport. We met a fantastic young man called Meta, who's our driver. On the last evening at 11 o'clock, just as we were leaving, everybody cried because he became part of our family. He was an inspiration to us, an extra member of staff, and just a wonderful person. Obviously en route, we experienced the Great African Rift Valley. That goes right from Ethiopia right down to Mozambique, about 9,500 kilometers there. A stunning view, okay, of the Rift Valley for us right away. We had 2 days just sitting down at a camp at Naivasha. Really great time to team build, get to know each other, have a lot of fun, and you know, we were under canvas for a couple of days en route down to up to Busia basically there. So lovely pictures and memories that we had. We also had the chance to visit Elsomere. Those of you who remember Born Free, okay, it's the museum of where Elsa, okay, and everything that was associated with that as well. We had the chance to go to Hell's Gate National Park. A really hot day, as you can see. The midday sun was very bright, and the shadows are very short. And had the opportunity to do a walk through a gorge, which was fantastic. Obviously, we like doing a lot of selfies, you know, so we put the camera on the floor and all gathered around at midday just to show that as well. So, lovely group picture, which we enjoyed. And you get the chance to see the wildlife as well. I wonder if we could switch the lights off and show some people there. And then 2 days on the road to Impreza, and this was the sort of road we had to travel. Long journey, the roads were being still built, okay, and you know, you saw lots of trucks upside down, this and that, and our driver Meta was just awesome driving us through this traffic on there. Long drive, but we got there. And you know, we had music on the way, dancing on the way, and then sleeping on the way as well. And at Kisumu, we hit the equator, so there's nothing better than having a photograph taken at the equator. We didn't have the time to do the experiment, but you can go to one side of the equator and the water goes one way, and you go to the other side of the equator and the water goes the other way. But we just had to push on a little bit in terms of that. When we got to Impreza, at the bungalow, the principal's bungalow, the students there, warm welcome. It was just lovely to see the love and the joy of receiving us there. Have a meal, peanut sauce with plantains and bananas, okay? Really nice, nutritious meal. People not sure early on, but as the weeks went on, they couldn't get enough of it, okay? There's the dormitory, there's Brian, okay? The first view of the dormitory. It's about 7 meters by 21 meters on there. So we've paid for that to allow students to stay at the school, okay? Because education is so important for these people out there. Obviously time to freshen up, so you know, we've got the toilets, they're called the long drops. Okay, don't have to explain those, okay? And there's the shower facility. So for about 9-10 days, it's the open air. I even had a shower off the guttering one day, because the rain was coming off the guttering. It was just a natural shower to have, okay? On that one there. And you had to do your own washing, didn't you, Laura? Okay? And then hang up your smalls and all your bits and pieces on a washing line there. So they was real world living, none of the luxury of microwaves and washing machines and so on, okay? And it was just fascinating. And you've got to enjoy the local food, haven't you, Happy? Okay? Which is the maize and the ugali that's made from the local maize on that one there. Then it was DIY time. We obviously had to decorate the interior of the your dormitory, white paints, a couple of layers of white, and then we started there. We were sleeping, sharing, okay, in this area here, girls at one end, boys at the other end, and it was really just a great community sort of effort to get it all done into that. Very artistic painting by one or two people as well, with important mottos and messages, okay, on that one there. We visited the schools. At the moment there's 3 sort of main classrooms. Torquay Girls Grammar have been out there as well in another school, and so we're part of that network of building this academy there. So lovely photographs with each of the groups on there. These are the local youngsters. Many families live on less than $1 a day, and that's all they have. And they got to know us, and we had the chance to visit the family homes, welcome into people's homes. Grandma, her life just revolves around 3 grandchildren, and she welcomed us into her house as well on there. And people just want to talk to you and find out about you. It's lovely. We had an official opening, so this plaque is in that dormitory, which was handed over to them. And he, being the youngest one, unveiled it on our behalf. And we had a few speeches as well. I'm sorry, Mr. Shea got a bit emotional, but it was what we had been working for on there. And then it was time for dancing, and Peter led the floor, okay, with the guys, and they reciprocated as well. So they did drama pieces, dancing, drumming, and it was just joy to watch them. Back to the youngsters, okay, and you can see a lot of them don't have anything on their feet, which I'll come back to in a moment there, but they enjoyed looking at the photographs and taking photographs. Our youngsters were absolutely brilliant. Sunday we got up for church, it was our best, okay. Church services in Lucia, 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, guys, okay. But we went from 9 o'clock to about 1:30, okay. But it was really full on, spiritual, very Pentecostal, and Abby had to lead the dancing as well because they found out we had a dance teacher as well. So that was wonderful. Then we visited some local schools, and I will never complain about class sizes again. We went to one classroom, there were 120 students in the classroom with one teacher and a blackboard. Then our students planned lessons, so the English department was very happy. We did creative writing, maths, science department we did osmosis, geography we did some tectonic stuff, and also we did some cricket coaching as well. But some youngsters had to plan and deliver the lessons themselves then. Going back to the feet, the youngsters who don't wear anything on the feet get the worms, and removing the jiggers, okay? So we had to disinfect their feet, wash the feet, and then use safety pins and blades. Not that we used them, but the youngsters demonstrated them, and we supported them the best way we could into that one there. So just put it like your donuts, okay? There's one of the worms coming out. It does go right through the body, and it's important. Fundamentally, if they could wear something on their feet, that would really help. And next visit, anybody goes out, we'll be sending some shoes out really, because that would really help. We went to the market in Mateos, okay, and probably had one of our unnerving moments there. We were doing really well, but I've got 14 very 17 youngsters. They're all very attractive, they're wearing their shorts and looking great, and walking through the market, and then completely out of the blue, one lady gave Brian a real earful. How dare you bring half-naked women into our village, okay? But the other people were saying, don't worry, she's in the past, we're in the digital world, you're welcome, But it was an interesting experience in that. So that was the market. We went to a tea cooperative as well, so if you go to a co-op and buy your brand 99, it comes from Caricho, and it's an important way of getting people out of poverty on there. As you can see, we have a specialty tea picker there in Laura. And then the last 2 days we went to Nakuru National Park. It's the place where you see Attenborough making all his lovely document. It had been flooded by 2 meters, so we didn't quite get to see the flamingos in their glory there. But we did have a safari day, okay, and it was just wonderful. Saw the giraffes, saw the lions, okay, all the sort of animals, okay, the real Lion King country. And on the last day, we got stitched up a little bit, okay. Brian couldn't work out whether it was 2 kilometers or 7 kilometers. Our bus wouldn't get us to the top of the crater for a viewing point, and in the end we didn't quite get there, so we had to get on the road to Nairobi, okay, so we just had to say farewell to Meta. This was about 11 o'clock, really great picture, lots of people crying, lots of emotion, okay, and had to head up. It was the land of Lion King, the Circle Island, lovely sunrise, sunset. Some of these guys doing yoga in the morning on there. Catherine is the principal of Impreza. She's due to come to this area in February, so hopefully we'll be able to welcome her for a day in February as well. And Brian, you know, is our governor there, and he's been out 6-7 times, and he's the main link between us and that Impreza community, and we hope to take some future visits. But I have to finish, guys, by paying respect to these people there. The 17 youngsters that are absolutely awesome, really. The way they involved themselves in, the way they got stuck into everything that we did, they were just a joy and a pleasure to be with. And I have to say that I'm not joking, you know, in 30 years teaching, this has been one of the most highlights of my teaching career, and it was down to the way these young people, not all here, but how they involved themselves. And it means so much to them. I don't know, I have said to them if they'd like to say a few words, it would be really nice to hear from them about what the trip meant to them. But that's my presentation.
Looking away, thinking, I hope I'm not asked to say anything. If anyone would like to say anything, please feel free to do so. Just a quick few words.
Yeah, I think every one of us learned a lot from going to Kenya. We learned a lot from, well, the people particularly. We saw all sorts of people, and the landscape as well. But we'll definitely remember Kenya. It will stay in our hearts. Hopefully almost help us in the future deciding things and seeing who people are, and I don't know, it's just an inspiration, all those people to us, and we'll remember it for the rest of our lives, I think.
Fantastic. Listening to that, it's a really humbling experience, and the thing that you guys have done, not only have you changed the lives for yourselves, but you've also changed the lives of other people as well. And you know, we have to commend you for doing that. And also finally a big thank you to Muzz, Abby and also Brian for making sure this happened. So I'm thanking you guys on behalf of the students and on behalf of the staff.
And I thank the leadership team, and I know Trudy has done a lot of work for us with the risk assessment and all the paperwork that had to go with that as well. So it was a real team effort right to the end, and it was magical. Thank you very much to the school as well.
Thank you. Great way to finish, Ruth. Thank you very much.